So picture this: in Addis Ababa, someone gets a set of photos, supposedly shows captured militants being marched to the border. It looks real, it feels real, and people are already sharing it like wildfire. She runs it through a verification tool, 99.9% chance it's an AI generated. That's not science fiction. That's what happened this year in Africa using African built tools. So if you thought shit getting crazy, now AI is getting crazier. So welcome back to the Tech Experience. Today we are talking about something that affects every single person listening to this, from Nairobi to Lagos, Joburg to Accra. We're talking about how African news media can use AI actually benefit themselves, not copying Silicon Valley, not waiting for the West to hand us tools, but building and using AI that works for us. So yeah, so stay tuned. So here's something that nobody's saying loud enough. AI is already inside African newsroom. It snacks it through the back door. It's transcription apps, translation tools, and reporters quietly using ChatGPT to draft headlines because nobody explicitly told them not to. The question isn't should African media use AI? That ship sailed already. The real question is, are we going to be continent that consumes AI built elsewhere, mistranslating our own languages back to us, or are we going to build AI that serves 1.4 billion people and over 2,000 languages on this continent? So today I'm giving you the state of play, how AI is becoming our best weapon against deepfakes, and how we are cracking open on our own language, and a rapid fire playbook for what Newsroom can do this week. So let's dive in. A 2026 survey from Broadcast Media Africa found that AI use across African media is now basically universal, but almost none of these newsrooms have a formal policy for it. No governance, just vibes. Then PwC dropped a stat that is a statistic that should sting. 82% of African organizations are running AI pilots, but most are stuck there. They never scale, and they are investing a fraction of what global leaders spend. But hiding inside that gap is a massive opportunity because nobody has scaled yet. The media house that does not commit right now can leap ahead of outlets 10 times its size. This is wide open territory. The pie is big for everyone. Tech News 24 in South Africa, they have appointed a head of AI strategy. That's a legacy player flexing its muscle. But what's more exciting is the Pondoland, Pondland the Pondoland Times, a tiny community newspaper. They use AI to grow digital revenue and speed up production. They are punching way above their weight. AI done right is no longer a big budget game. So the other thing is fighting deepfakes. Let's get the spotlight number on one: fighting misinformation, which is one of the biggest issues with artificial intelligence now, the deepfakes and the cybersecurity issues. So African media is getting hit from two sides: foreign disinformation campaigns and AI generated deepfakes spreading on WhatsApp faster than any editor can react. But African fact checkers are fighting back and they are winning. Look at Pesa Checks, started right here in Kenya. Today, it's Africa's largest homegrown fact-checking network, operating across 18 countries. They built their own AI automated verification checking network assistant. Remember that photo of the militants in Ethiopia? PesaCheck's AI tool caught it. Over in Nigeria, Dubois built a custom AI chatbot specifically to verify claims and push back on fake news at scale. So here's the wild stat: Africa now has more formally accredited fact-checking organization than North America. Hear that. More fact-checking organization than North America. We did we didn't wait for big tech to save us. We built our own defense. The opportunity for you is simple. Trust is your product. In an era drowning in AI slop, the newsroom that can quickly and credibly prove this is fake, here's how we know, becomes the most valuable voice in the room. The, the other thing is about learning our own languages. The AI models most of the world uses were trained on English text. Out of roughly 2,000 African languages, almost a fraction of them shows up. When African newsroom use the shelf AI, it regularly mangles our cultural context because our culture as Africans is deep and it has a lot of depth. A grassroots community called the Masakane, which means we build together in Zulu, has released hundreds of open source AI models specifically for African languages. From that ecosystem came the Lelapa AI, a startup that built a tool called Vula Vula, which translates and transcribes across English, Afrikaans, Zulu, and Sesotho. Why does this matter for you, for your bottom line? Because the vast majority of Africans don't consume news primarily in English or French. If you only publish in English, you are leaving a massive audience on the table. AI-powered local language tools just made reaching the audience cheap enough to actually attempt that. Over in Nigeria, the Datafight built an AI tool called Nobia. It's helped journalists turn complex government budgets and census numbers into data-driven stories. A single reporter with the Nobia can now do the work of a whole data desk. In South Africa, briefly, built, News built an in-house tool called Editorial Eye that handles proofreading and style checking automatically, freeing up human editors to make the tough judgment calls. Notice the pattern. Nubia, we have Nubia, we have Editorial Eye, we have Vula Vula, we have Pesa Check. These aren't Silicon Valley tools bolted onto African newsroom. They're African built solving African problems. And we need more of this. Okay? And it is directly impacts the bottom line. African editors are already using AI audience analytics to identify which stories convert casual readers into paying subscribers. If you invest in an AI right now, in 3 years, you are going to look like the outlet that nailed their digital strategy back in 2012, while everyone was still arguing about whether the internet mattered or not. So, if you run a media outlet on this continent, here's your playbook for this. One, start cheap and low risk. Use the AI transcription and summarizing long documents. It's a low stake, saves immediate hours. Two, look for African built tools. Before defaulting to generic Western AI, look for projects connected to Masakane or Lelapa AI. Support the ecosystem building for us. Buy Africa, build Africa. Three, plug into verification tooling. Deep fake detection and the reverse image searches are mandatory, being demonstrably correct in your brand. Four, write a one-page AI policy, just one page, outlines what's allowed, what needs human sign-offs, and how you handle bylines. Stop your reporters from using AI in secret protects your credibility. Five, track the ROI, the return on investment. Don't just ask if it saves time, ask if it converted subscribers or it grew ad revenue. So tied to the business. So here's what I want you to walk away with. AI in African news media isn't a threat. We need to brace for it. A tool we're already quietly winning with, from PesaCheck fighting deepfakes in Ethiopia to a tiny paper in Pondoland growing in ad revenue. The only real risk is left in standing still while everyone else moves. So, yeah, this has been the Tech Experience Podcast. Hit the subscribe, share with an editor now. You can and keep building. So, yeah, see you on the next one.